Is a presentation of Sportsnet in association with the National Hockey League.
On Saturday, the Oilers fought back twice to grab a win against the Coyotes.
Nugent Hopkins behind the net, right on in front. Here's Emily upstairs, scores!
Tonight, can Edmonton ride that wave and weather the storm against the Hurricane team that beat them 6 weeks ago and is led by one of the game's best young defensemen?
The trailer, Fulk, his shot, scores! Justin Fulk!
The Oilers hoping to inch closer to a playoff spot as their 6-game homestand rolls on tonight on Rogers Oilers Hockey.
Welcome in. Edmonton liking what they're seeing. A date with the Hurricanes, the fourth game of a 6-game homestand, a rematch of the 2006 Stanley Cup Final taking place at Rexall Place. It's the official halfway point of the season for the Oilers. It's Cam versus Cam. Cam Ward and Cam Talbot. Talbot's been sensational of late. 30-plus saves in 5 of his last 7 starts. Looks to keep rolling. He's 2-0 lifetime against the Hurricanes. Elliot Friedman and John Shannon are standing by, but first we get you right out to Rexall Place. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Gene Principe. What's up, Gene?
I think you went one too far there, David, but I do appreciate that. I have to admit, today I was watching Sportsnet, and then I flipped over and I saw that show Cops, and that theme song's in my head. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? And I think Cam Talbot's been singing, bad goals, what you gonna do when they score them on you? So what he's done is he's had them stop scoring those kind of goals on him. He's been much better as of late, technically, mentally, and as a result, tonight he ties a season high with a 4th straight start. Well, what you going to do if you don't get goals from your second line? You're not going to win. The Oilers realizing they needed more out of their second unit, and they're getting that lately since the game against Calgary from Jordan Eberle and Benoit Pouliot. Meanwhile, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with 4 assists in 4 games, and he had the goal that allowed Edmonton to win Saturday afternoon against Arizona. What's Edmonton's penalty-killing unit going to do when it comes to the #1 power play goal scorer in the NHL, along with Patrick Kane? Incredible. The Hurricanes have 20 goals with a man advantage, and Justin Falk has 12 of them. You know what? I don't like the way I did that. That was a bad opening. What you going to do? What you going to do? I think I'm going to throw it back to you.
Gene is a pro. The horn goes off every time he does his opening, and he goes right through it like no problem at all. Elliot Friedman, John Shannon. What are we going to do? What are the Oilers going to do, more importantly, guys? Because
we're not going to beat that, that's for sure.
This is a big game for the Oilers. Just 4 points out of a playoff spot. If you're looking at one key to tonight's game, John, what is it?
Well, Gene touched on part of it. It's the 1-2 punch of the top 6 guys. And that's really what has to happen, is whether Nugent-Hopkins' line is going or the Draisaitl line is going. Let's remember, Leon has been covered like a blanket by a lot of the big teams in the league the last little while. Remember what Ryan Kessler did to him. Remember what Anze Kopitar did to him. This is another test. No matter what the Stahl name is on the back of the jersey, that's a big part of it. So Nugent-Hopkins' line is going to have to make a difference for a 1-2 punch offensively.
Elliot?
Well, we saw the guy in the opening I'm looking forward to seeing tonight, and that's Cam Ward. Look, this is a statement trip for Carolina. Eddie Lack's going to start in Vancouver, and Cam Ward gets the start in Edmonton, closer to home. You know, everybody here is well aware of the situations. Cam Ward doesn't have a contract for next year. Cam Talbot doesn't have a contract for next year. Even Nielsen doesn't have a contract for next year. There's a lot of moving pieces in this game tonight, and I'm curious to see how it all turns out.
Do any of us have a contract for next season? That's what I'm more concerned about.
I work game by game.
Period by period, maybe. Cam Ward, 30 saves in that win against Edmonton 6 weeks ago. Oilers looking for a little redemption. Kevin, Drew, Gene coming up next with the call.
Rogers Oilers Hockey. Brought to you by Rogers. With Rogers, stay connected wherever your day takes you. By Molson Canadian, die-hard fan and proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers. By Ford, official automotive partner of the Edmonton Oilers. By Scotiabank, you're richer than you think. And by the Rexall family of pharmacies.
Welcome back, everyone, as we get set for the final meeting of the season between the Edmonton Oilers and the Carolina Hurricanes. Let's meet the starting goaltenders, brought to you by Tim Hortons. It's the official coffee of the NHL. It's a battle of the Cams. Cam Talbot made 31 saves Saturday in the win over the Coyotes. He's a perfect 2-0 in his career against Carolina. And at the other end, 31-year-old Cam Ward. He played his minor hockey in Sherwood Park. It's his 27th start of the season. He is 4-7 on the road. Carolina was at home on Saturday. They lost 2-1 in overtime. The Oilers were here against Arizona Saturday. They won that game 4-3 in a shootout. Drew Remenda, and they are trying to avenge a loss back in November in Carolina.
Guys in the studio already talked about it. That's a game they really would like to get out of their memory banks, and the only way they can do it is winning tonight.
They lost that game 4-1. Korpikoski, Hendricks, and Letestu starting up front for the Edmonton Oilers. It is Nurse and Schultz on the blue line. And this is Nordstrom. Nordstrom moving to the middle. Nordstrom gets the shot away, and that one goes just wide, and it ends up bouncing. And it comes right to Jordan Staal. Back to Hainsey at the point. His shot stopped. Nestrasil can't get the shot away as Nurse prevented that. Now an opportunity for Matt Hendricks. Hendricks cut off there by the veteran Hainsey as he backhanded it in, and the Oilers get a change, and they get their second line out there that produced 5 points in the game Saturday against Arizona. Benoit Pouliot, Jordan Eberle, and of course Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Let's take a look at the keys to the game. They're brought to you by Ford, the official automotive partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
For the Oilers, back quick, up quick. That means get back to pucks quickly and get that puck moving north as quick as you can to erase the defense in the neutral zone that the Carolina Hurricanes put up. John Shannon and Louis DeBrusk have already talked about this. The size and the strength of the Carolina Hurricanes. They use that like they did in Carolina and Raleigh. It'll be a long night for the Oilers.
And puck possession, they are the #1 face-off team in the NHL.
You used to have the N4 T right there. Easily done stuff.
Staal shot, and that is Eric. And Cam Talbot makes the save.
And this is winning the draw, getting it in the zone, and getting that chance on net. And their big bodies are able to control the puck. Staal is just going to release to the high slot for Steve Bolt. Little pass, little shot, and really nice save by Cam Talbot. Interesting comments from Elliot and John regarding Eric Staal and his possible future destination. Nashville and Montreal.
320 NHL goals for Eric Staal and 4 points in his last 3. But he's still in single digits in goals. He's got 8. Justin Faulk has 14 goals. He's on the blue line right now with John Michael Lyles. He has the puck. Faulk loses it. It's chipped in by Teddy Purcell. Cam Ward takes a look. He'll play it around the boards himself, and it comes right to Jeff Skinner. Skinner's pass was behind Brock McGinn. McGinn called up for the second time this season. Hall across the line, snaps a shot that goes off for Hannafin, gets it back again. Another shot blocked. Hunt trying to keep it in, gets it to Teddy Purcell, spins and fires, and there is Hannafin again to get a block on. Rask. Pass for Skinner, intercepted by Lander. Jujhar Khaira trying to keep it in. He will circle back into the neutral zone and be chased back down into his own end. Hannafin and Pesce on the blue line now for the Carolina Hurricanes. This is Brett Pesce to McClement. Jay McClement did not play in that game against Nashville. He was feeling ill. He's back in the lineup tonight.
Todd McClellan tonight would like to see the best defense be a good offense. And by that, he wants his teams, as we talked about in the 4 keys, to get the pucks quicker than the Carolina Hurricanes. He said if you always want to think about staying on the defensive side, if you want to jump in and get your nose over the puck and get it going the other way, you're going to spend a lot of time in your zone.
2 fourth lines line up for this faceoff. It's McClement against Lander. McClement wins the draw. Back to the point for Pesce. He'll go down low to Jay McClement. McClement comes out of the corner, plays it back to Pesce. Pesce fakes the shot. Now he'll let a wrister go, and that hit his teammate, Riley Nash. Nash trying to get by Lander. To the near side it comes. Brad Malone is there for McClement as this line is keeping the puck pinned in the Oilers zone. Anton Lander with it now. He'll get it to Justin Schultz. And Schultz an opportunity to move it ahead. Nurse Backhands it out for the blue line. That's as far as it got. Stays in for Nash. McClement with it now. Hanifin down low. Hanifin from behind the net. Noah Hanifin takes a look. He's got Slavin back up top. He'll play it behind the net instead. Nurse cut off McClement. Now he'll find an opening for Jujhar Khaira to flip that puck out. Nestrashil takes a hit from Rob Klinkhammer, and that's what Rob Klinkhammer does. He had 4 hits in that game against Arizona. Nestrashil blocked by Brandon Davidson. Jordan Staal comes up with it. He'll play it for Nestrashil. Got Nordstrom out in front. Jordan Staal with the puck now, all the way back to Slavin at the point, over to Hainsey. Ron Hainsey back to Slavin. A wrist shot through traffic. Talbot the save, and he'll hang on.
You mentioned Rob Klinkhammer back in the lineup after recovering from a high ankle sprain. And this is exactly what he does. 4 hits last game. He comes in, he's going to finish the check. Boom, finishes the check, and he's going to be doing that again and again. Look at Nestrashil jump back up, and he's into the play as well, because this starts the attack going the other way. Cam Talbot asking the referee for a little bit of attention to be paid to the Carolina Hurricanes, who are kind of bumping him a little bit early in the game.
Cam Talbot is 3-0-1 against the Eastern Conference this year. Slavin hit the linesman as he tried to get the puck in. Now an opportunity for Nugent Hopkins. He'll give it to Eberle. Eberle across the blue line. Eberle drops it back for Benoit Pouliot. Pouliot in turn dropped it back. He intended it for Schultz, but it was picked off. Lindholm with it now. Lindholm to the middle for Eric Staal. Lindholm played it back, and he gave it right to Pouliot. Now to Eberle. Drop pass for Pouliot. Nice play by Slavin to break it up. Both teams want to make a change. Nugent Hopkins by himself. Hainsey trying to cut him off. Nugent Hopkins played around the near side. Waiting for it there is Taylor Hall. Back to the point. Here's a shot by Hunt. Handled by Ward. Versteeg sends it down the ice. The race is on. Good hustle there by McGinn to prevent that icing. Kept in by Skinner. Hall with it now. Taylor Hall to Eric Gryba. Gryba. Pass for Teddy Purcell's broken up. Rass back into his own zone. He'll give it to John Michael Lyles over to Justin Fulk. 2 shots for the Hurricanes and 1 for the Oilers. Skinner to McGinn. He's tied up there by Brad Hunt. Draisaitl waiting for that puck to come free. Still there. Gryba's got it now. Hunt will give it to Draisaitl. Draisaitl with a pass to Klinkhammer. Hopped over his stick. Faulk content to just shoot that puck right back in. This is a 2-game road trip for Carolina. They'll be in Vancouver on Wednesday, and then they go right back home. And they'll play the Columbus Blue Jackets.
They come out west 4 times this year. 4 times. They're skipping Calgary on this trip.
Nash, backhand, and he missed the target. Pesce on the near side. He'll keep it in. McClement trying to center it. Went off his stick. He gets it back again. Jay McClement to the middle for Nash. Stopped by Talbot. Malone looking for the rebound.
Todd McClellan mentioned that Bill Peters has got his team playing very well. Talked to John Michael Lyles, one of his defensemen today. He said playing for Bill Peters, it takes a while to get used to what he wants. John Michael Lyles played for the Toronto Maple Leafs, played for Randy Carlyle. Very different from what Bill Peters wants from his defense. Bill Peters wants his defense up on the play, wants them on their toes, wants them engaged, wants them tight gap and everything. He wants them involved in every aspect. 5 guys up, 5 guys back. And John Michael Lyles said one of the reasons they're playing so much better is because the D are getting it.
It is Pesce and Hanifin on the blue line right now. And there is Pesce keeping the play alive as he goes down low. Jordan Staal on the far side. Nestrashil was covering for Pesce. Now he'll go back as Nordstrom plays it to Hanifin. One-time shot off of Korpikoski. Nestrashil behind the net. Jordan Staal snaps a shot right out in front, looking for Nordstrom. Back the other way comes Korpikoski. Lauri Korpikoski will backhand it in, chasing himself. Letestu and Hendricks are up front with him. Korpikoski stays with it. Under pressure there from Jordan Staal. How big was the smile on the face of Lauri Korpikoski today? Saturday he was smiling for the win over Canada. Today, took down Sweden.
Pockets are a little heavier too.
Yeah. Anton Lander wasn't very happy today. No icing. Eberle from the corner gets knocked down. The puck comes back to the point. Darnell Nurse throws it off the end boards. Out in front. The puck sits there. Nurse able to keep it in there. Throws it towards the net. Opportunity now for Eberle. And he'll hit the side of the post. Jordan Eberle checked there by Slavin. Nugent Hopkins to Benoit Pouliot. Gets it back again. Nugent Hopkins and Pouliot play catch. Back to Nurse at the point. Throws it again off the end boards, but nobody home. Darnell Nurse a little savvy there from the rookie. Now he's pinching. Nurse with the puck. Checked by Hainsey. The puck comes free for Pouliot. Sharp angle shot. Rebound in front. Nurse was there again.
He's all over the place in this shift. Smart plays in the offensive zone.
No rookie is playing more minutes per game than number 25, Darnell Nurse. He's over 21 a game.
Giving him an appreciative hand as he comes off the ice.
It's a total of 5 shots in this game with 12-13 left to go in the first period. Fault to an open wing. Victor Rask will backhand or chop it in. Talbot's going to stop it. He'll let it go. As Hunt took a big hit there from Brock McGinn. Draisaitl will give it to Hunt. Drops it back for Greiba. Outlet pass for Draisaitl. Missed the target. And that's going to be icing against the Oilers.
Pizza 73, your hockey feast favorite. Score a big pizza and tasty wings at Pizza 73.
Time to play Safeway's $1 million score and win. If any Oilers player scores 5 goals in tonight's game, Ron Berniuk of Edmonton could win $1 million. Shop at Safeway. You could be our next lucky winner right here on Sportsnet.
Right there, Hannafin shot off the glove of Cam Talbot. Jordan Stahl with it now. Stahl throws it towards the net. A rebound where Nordstrom gets cleared away. Hall gets it to center. Once again, the Canes get possession, and Drew, it all started with another face-off win.
I have nothing to add about that, so you're right. Here, I'll let...
I think you're not getting paid by the word, big boy.
It was affirmation for your observation.
That's all I'm looking for. Matt Henriks with Lori Korpikoski. Tied up there by Hannafin. Letestu plays it around the far side. Henriks gets to it. Matt Henriks against Brett Pesci. Korpikoski behind the net, takes a hit. Korpikoski back to the point he comes. This is Sekera with a wrist shot, and that is into the glove of Cam Ward. Rogers Oilers hockey right here on Sportsnet.
Welcome back. We want to introduce you to Murray and Ty Taves. Murray has the glasses on, Calvin and Nolan Flint, and Calvin has the hat on. But the story revolves around their boys and the fact that Murray, back 23 years ago, was a teammate of Bill Peters at Red Deer College. They were on the hockey team together. So when you know somebody, you get things done. Now here is a look at the two boys this morning. They're both 13 years old, and they had the opportunity to skate with an NHL team. They went through some drills with Bill. A nice touch by him. It has been a great day and great night for two kids and two dads.
Rocking the old school hat of the Colorado Rockies as well. Here we got no score. 4 shots for Carolina, just 2 for the Oilers. As the puck comes to Davidson. Brandon Davidson sees an opening. He'll get it to Pouliot. Pouliot gains the line, sends the puck around the boards. Eric Stahl can't get it by Andre Sekera. Lindholm with it now. Lindholm will give it to Falk. John Michael Lyles to the middle for Lindholm. With Versteeg. Lindholm from the corner. Versteeg. Rask snaps a shot. Great pad save there by Talbot. Hainsey keeps it in. Versteeg behind the net. Around the boards for Lindholm, but Eberle intercepts. And Jordan Eberle gets the puck to center. Hainsey. Slavin. Quickly up for Victor Rask. He'll drop it back for Ron Hainsey. Fires it around the board. Schultz waiting for it. Schultz under pressure there from McGinn. Hall to Draisaitl. To Teddy Purcell. Schultz attacking, ends up behind the net, centers it right out in front. Nurse desperate to try and keep it in, can't do it. Retreats back into his own zone. Now it's Leon Draisaitl's turn as he gets by Skinner. Draisaitl moving in against Hainsey, pins him against the boards. Skinner checked by Greiber as the puck comes out to center.
Oh, well, look at what Louis DeBrusk was talking about when it comes to Leon Draisaitl, how he can hold guys off with that strength.
Ball tripped up, chance for Draisaitl. Now he's shot. Blocked by Slavin. Greiber fires a blast. Paul from the corner. He'll leave it there. McClemick gets there first. And Jay McClemick starts the rush back for the Canes who want to make a change. They'll just tip it in. Riley Nash taken into the boards by Hunt. Grab up. To the middle it goes for Rob Klinkhammer. Pass off the skate of Anton Lander. Klinkhammer flying in after it against Brett Pesce. Takes him into the boards. Nash stops up. He'll find Pesce. Brett Pesce going wide. Right out in front and tipped by Malone, and that one missed.
It's pretty nice by Pesce right there. Down, starts the breakout, jumps back up in the play, exactly what John Michael Lyles was talking about with Bill Peters' system. Get the puck moving and then get moving yourself.
Esterfield goes cross ice and finds Jordan Staal. Staal behind the net. Nestrashil right out in front. The puck comes there, but back the other way quickly comes Korpikoski. Bounces it in on Ward. Ward's now going to reach for it because Hendricks was right there. Rogers Oilers hockey from Rexall Place here on the net.
Welcome back. These two men have something in common. Both backup goalies tonight, and both have sleeves of tattoos. In the case of Anders Nielsen, 2009 is when he signed his first pro contract, a clock for the time he was born, and well, something very nice. Family is forever. For Eddie Lack, he has his parents' birth dates on his arm, as well as Phoenix, because after hip surgery, he feels like he's been able to rise from the ashes. And he's also got a taco. He did that this summer. Don't know much more. He didn't want to taco about it.
Laco Taco. I've seen the ad. It's pretty good. Sekera's shot stopped by Ward. Sekera again. This time it's blocked by Eric Staal. John Michael Lyles right out in front. Collision in front of the Canes bench between Eric Staal and Andre Sekera. Eddie Lack, Gene, you talk about rising from the Phoenix, 4-0-2 in his last 6. Lindholm with it now. Lindholm circles, throws it towards the net, sharp angle shot. Hit the side of the cage. Versteeg will play it back to the point. Justin Falk lets it go. Again, Talbot the save. Eberle. 6 shots for the Oilers. 5 for Carolina with 7 minutes left to go here in the first period. Oilers trying to snap a 2-game losing streak against Carolina as Draisaitl plays it right out in front. Paul back to the point. Nurse waiting for it there. He'll give it to Schultz with a wrist shot that was blocked by Skinner. Skinner goes between the legs and finds Slavin, who flips that down the ice. Nurse lays it off the boards for Teddy Purcell. Purcell trying to get started. Stopped. Skinner brings it back in. Jeff Skinner. Shoved there by Nurse right to the ice. The puck is still alive. Nurse to Schultz. Pass for Draisaitl was too far. Slavin will give it to Hannafin. Noah Hannafin. Jay McClemick. Jujar Kemmer steps up on him as Riley Nash will backhand it in. Anton Lander starts out from behind his own net. Pass intended for Kara doesn't work. Hannafin intercepted that. Now it's given away. Jujar Kara trying to get started. Klinkhammer near side. Bounces it off the boards for Kara. Kara, he gets checked. Out in front it comes, and Pesce is there to intercept. He'll play it off the glass and get it down the ice. Greiber, stopped there by Malone. Brad Malone centering pass for Nestrashil. Hunt got in the way, and now he'll come back for the Oilers. Brad Hunt. He's got Lander out in front. He'll play it around the boards instead. Andre Nestrashil. Jordan Staal gets by Hendricks. Staal from the corner. Jordan Staal hangs on. Stahl with a shot, and he rings it off the iron. You heard that all the way up here.
Cam Talbot didn't see anything.
Jordan Stahl, without a goal in his last 6, comes close there. Has it a puck again. Now he'll give it to Nordstrom. Nordstrom to Lyles. Lyles to the middle for Nordstrom. Cannot get the shot away. Korpikoski with a pass for Hendricks. Falk cut that off. Falk goes behind his own net to start the rush as the Oilers make a change. He'll go right up the middle for Nordstrom. Nordstrom back into Carolina territory. John Michael Lyles to Lindholm. To Eric Stahl. Lindholm driving the front of the net. Puck goes wide for Stieg. We'll give it to Lindholm. Eric Stahl is there. Back up top. Slavin. Slavin keeps it alive behind the net for Christopher Stieg. He'll give it to the captain. Get it back again. Eric Stahl. Stahl to the middle for Slavin. A wrist shot through traffic. Doesn't make it through. Benoit Pouliot able to get the puck out to center. Elias Lindholm to Christopher Stieg. For Stieg, stopped there by Sekera. Andre Sekera, 131 games in a Carolina uniform. Slavin brings it across the line. Knocks the stick out of Kenny Purcell's hand as it comes around to the near side. Draisaitl stopped up there by McGinn. Gets a second chance. To Schultz off the boards for Hall. Draisaitl to the middle. Here is Leon Draisaitl. He is stopped. And the Carolina Hurricanes get the puck down into Oilers territory.
Not a chance to get much of a shot out of that, is there? He did a nice job on taking the middle of the ice away.
Lyles and Falk. Falk with speed across the line. He'll snap that in. Riley Nash waiting for it. Checked by Hall. McClement carries on. He'll put it behind the net. Schultz has got it. Pass to Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl to Darnell Nurse. Darnell Nurse brings it in himself. Takes a hit from Falk as Kara was offside. Well, the Stalls come close. We'll be back.
Welcome back. What does hockey mean to your all-star family? Share your story, and you and your family could win a trip to the 2016 Honda NHL All-Star Weekend in Nashville. Learn more at Rogers.com/NHL All-Star.
Gene, under 3 minutes to go in the first period and a total of just 11 shots. But, Drew, maybe we shouldn't be surprised because Carolina allows the fewest shots in the NHL.
Again, you are correct, sir. You're giving me nothing, Dave. You're not leading. You're giving me nothing.
What are you
You're taking away all my You're taking away all my bang for the buck tonight.
Korpikoski to Letestu. Jordan Stahl around the boards. Nordstrom trying to help out. It comes to Greiba. Instead, fires it through. That was blocked by Pesce. Fired in by Nestrashil. Greiba picks it up on the far side. He and Hunt on the blue line, and they come together. Eric Greiba with a big hit on Hunt. Here's Pesce. To the corner it goes. Nordstrom is there behind the net for Jordan Stahl. Nestrashil has it now. Andre Nestrashil. Nestrashil back to Pesce. Pesce will go across to Hanifin. Hanifin looking for Nordstrom. Comes to Nestrashil. Right out in front is Jordan Stahl. And he backhanded it through the blue paint. Noah Hanifin looks for Versteeg. Versteeg, a wrist shot. And Talbot, the glove save.
You know your business. We know how to protect it. Inside Insurance, specializing in the oil and gas and construction industries. InsideInsurance.ca.
Jordan Stahl coming close again in front of the net. Eric Greiba here battling. Greiba trying to get underneath the stick, but the stick just gets down on the ice, and a good save by Cam Talbot off of Jordan Stahl.
Wild shot, stick save by Talbot, and that one ends up going into the netting.
As Kevin already told you, the fewest shots allowed in the National Hockey League, the Hurricanes are at the top of the class. After that, the Predators, Ducks, and Canadians. But that's quite the accomplishment. That's why your goaltenders have started playing better. That's why your defense is able to move the puck quickly. They won't allow you to have a second opportunity. Good job, Kev.
The truck people like me. I go in early and steal all those graphics. Falk lost it to Pouliot. Got it back again. Played it to the corner to his deep partner, Lyles. John Michael Lyles to Justin Falk. Falk under pressure there from Nugent Hopkins, who almost blew a tie. Eberle with it now. Eberle. Behind the net it goes. Pouliot got knocked down. Nugent Hopkins plays it to Sekera's. Joined the fray. Here's Sekera turning. Andre Sekera. Behind the net, Sekera walks around, takes a shot that's blocked. Now he's got to hustle back defensively. Well, the Canes want to make a change. With less than a minute to go in the first period, it's tipped in by Pouliot. Teddy Purcell going after. Purcell gets some help. Draisaitl and Hall out there now. Victor Rask finds Jeff Skinner. Skinner one-on-one against Nurse. Skinner has Nurse in his face. And the rookie separates him from the puck. Hall with it now, moving in against Hainsey. Drops it, and back the other way we go. Skinner. Kept in by Rask, fires a shot. It is blocked by Schultz. Slavin couldn't keep it in. Hall on his horse. Hainsey has the angle and gets there to create that icing.
Darnell Nurse doing a very good job against Jeff Skinner. Talk about Jeff Skinner and his quickness, his ability to attack the net. Darnell Nurse, good angle, terrific stick first position, and then he just stays in front of his man, continues to work and work and work, and the puck gets out of the zone. Well done by number 25 for the Oilers.
Almost like an exchange rate. He said to play 21 minutes in the NHL is almost like playing the 30-plus he played back in the Sioux. Slavin's shot goes wide. Wraparound attempt there by Nordstrom. The puck alive. He's played over 20 minutes in 23 of his 31 games as Darnell Nurse. Nestrashil to Hendricks, who will get the last touch. And no score in this game, so the Carolina Hurricanes, David, have to be happy with a solid road period. The Oilers looking for their first goal of this game.
That's absolutely right. Thanks so much, Kevin and Drew. We got Elliot Friedman, John Shannon. I am David Amber. Maybe we shouldn't be so surprised because the Hurricanes really playing pretty strong defensively in the last little stretch. 7 times in their last 8 games, 2 or fewer goals. But Edmonton, you liked a little bit what you were seeing as far as the forecheck and what they're doing.
Well, we talked in the pregame show about how in Raleigh the Hurricanes actually manhandled the Oilers and the defense in the Oilers defensive zone. Well, there were glimpses of it being on the other foot in the first period when this line with Hendricks and Letestu and Korpikoski are on the ice doing what they do well, and they did a magnificent job of keeping the puck in the zone, keeping the puck away from the breakout, and then having a couple of scoring opportunities. And I mean, this is at the point where you think Todd McClellan's message is getting through to a team that has often been known for not being very physical, but doing simple stuff. And this is, again, the system doing its job and taking place. And I would suggest that in looking at the video that Todd McClellan would say, hey, that's exactly what we have to do. It's not glamorous. It's not fancy to watch, but it can be effective.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of glamour in that first period.
I'm so impressed that you found that headline because I shouldn't admit this. I really had trouble finding highlights in that period. Listen, there was not a lot going on.
I get to talk to Todd every game, and I'd like to think I learned something every game.
You did there.
But
holy smokes.
There wasn't a lot of highlights there, but you did see a couple things on the Canes that you thought stood out.
Well, you know, we had talked about Eric Staal in the pregame, and all the focus is on Eric Staal, but there's no question the Hurricanes need Jordan to be a lot better, too. And he had a couple moments in this period where, you know, he stood out a bit. He had the great chance off the post. You know, to me, Jordan Staal is as big to the future of the Carolina Hurricanes as Eric is because, hey, he's signed long-term. He's still a talented guy. He's a horse. He can teach your young players some things. Man, like, Cam Talbot had no chance on that one.
Well, you know, the other thing is that, you know, this is the #1 face-off guy in the National Hockey at 57%. If you can control the puck, and that's what Jordan Staal is able to do better than anybody, then you got a chance to get it out of your own zone.
All right, so no goals scored in that first period. We'll find some highlights for you, though. Indeed, we do have some highlights coming your way from around the league. We're going to also hear from Rob Klinkhammer, who's going to be by with Gene Principe. So keep it here. It's the Canes and the Oilers. Rogers, Oilers hockey.
take a look at the first period scoring summary brought to you by Worley Parsons Cord. Visit WorleyParsonsCord.com to join our leading industrial construction team and enjoy great benefits and a safe work environment.
Just roll your eyes right on down to the scoring chances, and that should tell you everything. 6-1 in favor of the Hurricanes, and to tell you the truth, that one was being generous. It was Andre Sekera who get the good chance, but the Oilers have got to be better in this next period.
Louis and Gene were talking about Darnell Nurse. He led everybody in ice time, played over 7 minutes in that first period. He will start the second along with Justin Schultz. Letestu, Korpikoski, and Hendricks. And this is Hendricks with a puck driving for the net, checked by Slavin. And he goes right into Ward. Does Matt Hendricks. Got the puck now for Korpikoski. Or Letestu was checked by Slavin. And Slavin has the puck now. The Oilers will welcome Tampa Bay on Friday, and they've got Florida on Sunday. Nugent Hopkins has Pouliot offside on the play to bring it to a halt.
You talk about playing inside. You talk about Matt Hendricks. Get inside the man, get body position, and then just go for it. Drive to the net. Good play by Slavin with his stick to recover, but that's a good play by Matt Hendricks. That's playing with your nose over the puck. That's playing that you're trying to get something, make something happen. Cam Ward ducks out of the way. Does a nice job there. Slavin did a good job on recovery as well.
Davidson back into his own zone. Nugent Hopkins, Everly, and Pouliot are up front. Sekera and Davidson on the line. This is Davidson. The pass to Pouliot. Backhand for Nugent Hopkins. Lindholm gets there first. The puck is still alive. It comes to the near side for Steed. Go up to the middle for Falk. He'll give it to Lindholm with Eric Stahl. They crisscross inside the blue line. Drop pass for Lyles. Over to Falk. Snaps it upstairs and he missed. Lyles at the blue line. Will keep it in for Lindholm. He'll let it go for Eric Stahl. Stick goes flying, and that is Davidson's as Falk. Wrist shot. Block. Lindholm for Eric Stahl. Stahl from the corner, back up top, John Michael Lyles. And that is tipped out of play by Elias Lindholm.
Justin Falk, you have to keep your eye on him. Second in the NHL in goals scored by a defenseman. He gets up into play, and he has a great ability to change angles and get shots to the net. When you look at his numbers, D-men lead their team in scoring. He is one of three. Roman Josi and Erik Karlsson, the other two. When asked today how to stop Justin Falk, Todd McLellan said, I don't know, steal his stick. It was only that easy, but he compared Justin Falk and the way he plays to a guy that he coached in Brent Burns. And what Justin Falk is able to do, as we said, change the angle of attack, but he can get that shot through the first layer and the second layer because he doesn't have the big windup.
14 goals this year, 15 all of last year as Rass backhand is stopped by Talbot.
And a lot of his damage that he does is on the power play. His power play goals are absolutely crazy this season. 12 power play goals out of his 14. And he's been getting better and better. And he's a young guy. He's part of that really good young defense, American defense corps of the Carolina Hurricanes. He's only going to get better.
The first player in NHL history to have his first 12 goals all scored on the power play. Draisaitl chips it in. Teddy Purcell giving chase. Takes Slavin into the boards. Slavin can't get it by Hall. Hall goes cross ice. That is picked off by McGinn. Rask with it now. Victor Rask has got Hainsey out in front. Rask under pressure there from Greiba. Greiba does a good job of separating him from the puck. Hall quickly up for Teddy Purcell. Flips it in the corner. Draisaitl after it. Leon Draisaitl checked by Hainsey, but Hall comes up with the puck. He'll get it to Draisaitl. Still in that battle with Ron Hainsey. Draisaitl fends him off. Gets it to Hall. Back to the point. Nurse with a wrist shot, and that one just missed. Brad Malone on the near side now for Carolina. Malone can't get it by Justin Schultz. Hecky now to McClement and offside at the Oilers line.
Well, a reminder that Safeway's featured participating product for tonight's telecast is Heinz Beans or canned pasta.
McClement wins the draw away from Anton Lander. Brett Pesce back into his own zone to Noah Hannafin. Hannafin drops it back for Pesce. Looking for McClement on the fly, and that one fails to connect and will come back down into Carolina territory on the icing.
What's Bill Peters' team? His team, you know, it's our favorite word now in the media is structure. But his team does have a way that they play that they know that they can be successful. And if they start getting that scoring touch back, especially with the stalls, Jordan in particular, they're going to be a dangerous team to play against. They do a good job in their own zone. They move the puck extremely well. Their D are up in the play. For the Oilers, they're going to start polishing up their game. They're going to start executing, putting passes on the tape.
Klinkhammer thwarted in a centering pass by Pesce. Now McClement. Lander on the intercept. Can't get it out, but it's a delayed offside. Now McClement will get it to Hannafin. Hannafin will play it back to Pesce. Tipped in by McGinn. Jordan Staal line on the ice now.
People to come back. Greider wants some help. I'm not sure why everybody's vacating the zone like they were right there.
Klinkhammer tied up by Falk, fends him off, pass for Kara, but Jordan Staal came back defensively. John Michael Wiles goes cross ice, looking for Nestrashill, too hot to handle. Hunt reaching for it, Letestu across the line, snaps a shot right out in front for Korpikoski. He couldn't get a shot away as Lyles had him checked. Letestu behind the net. Letestu back up top for Nurse. That one gets tipped wide. Jumping in is Hendricks. Hendricks behind the net. Korpikoski, Letestu out in front. Korpikoski still has it, trying to jam it in with a neat little spin around play. Jordan Staal gets it out to center, no further. Schultz back into his own zone. Off the boards for Hendricks, cut off there by Falk, but brought in offside.
Maury Korpikoski, Matt Hendricks, and Mark Letestu have been the best line for the Oilers tonight. Why? Because they work hard. They play with their nose over the puck, and they're not afraid to hang on of it and go to the tough areas. This is a nice little skating ability by Maury Korpikoski, trying to cut back inside. Nice little play by Korpikoski. They threatened the net both times they've been on the ice early in this second period.
Face-off win for Lindholm. They won it too well. Chases Hainsey back into his own zone. Carolina 8-6-2 against the Western Conference so far this season. Eberle with it now. Eberle cutting for the net. Tries to go upstairs. Pouliot checked by Versteeg. Eberle. Nugent Hopkins from the corner. Ryan Nugent Hopkins shot, and it's stopped by Ward. Ends up on the far side. Lindholm. Eric Staal. Chris Versteeg. Versteeg stopped. Pouliot comes back and picks up the puck. The Oilers with one shot so far in this period. Eberle off the boards. Neat little move. The whole shot. Glove save. Juggled briefly by Cam Ward.
Earlier, a good chance by Jordan Eberle, thanks to the knockdown by Benoit Pouliot and the good play by Andre Sekera to get up on the play and keep the puck in the zone. And Jordan Eberle's going to go short side, up top, just because he's got that beautiful backhand that he told Gene Principe about his stick and why he's able to get the elevation on the backhand. Then Taylor Hall, as usual, jumping into the play, grabbing that loose puck and firing on Ward. So a couple of shots and maybe a little bit of juice following the Oilers right now.
Taylor Hall had 7 shots in the game against Arizona on Saturday. He's second in the league in shots.
That's what that Letestu, Hendricks, Korpikoski line does, though. They'll go out and they'll create some momentum. Now the other lines, their job, carry that over.
Skinner drops it back. Teddy Purcell picks it off. Starts back with Leon Draisaitl. Backhands it in. Draisaitl against John Michael Lyles. Brock McGinn around the boards for Rask. He can't get it out. Snapping a shot wide is Teddy Purcell. Skinner picks it up on the near side. Plays it to the middle, out of the reach of McGinn. It comes right to Cam Talbot, and he will cover.
So now after Letestu, Hendricks, Korpikoski get a chance. Then 2 more chances, and here comes chance number 3 by Teddy Purcell. Now this doesn't miss by much. Forecheck in by Taylor Hall. Again, good aggressive D pinch. Teddy Purcell turns, fires, puck's bouncing. It kind of jumps up on him, but did not miss by much past Cam Ward.
Teddy Purcell with 5 points in his last 6 games coming into this one. McClendon wins the draw. Riley Nash just able to barely keep it in. Hanifin with it now. Hanifin walks down, snaps a shot, and there is Talbot to make the save.
Got to get pucks out. You've got to get pucks out. That's your job as a winger, as a forward in the National Hockey League. That puck has got to come out. If it doesn't come out with the defense as good as and quick as a guy like Noah Hanifin, it's coming back to your net. Hanifin with the shot, long way out, easily handled by Cam Talbot, but Noah Hanifin, who, as you saw, had 6 blocks in the first period, was exceptional for the Carolina Hurricanes. They had nothing but good things about that kid to say.
First round pick in 2015. Your Pesci shot, stick save by Talbot. The bouncing puck. Nordstrom shot doesn't make it through. Korpikoski with it now. Lori Korpikoski across the line. Korpikoski stops, waits, delivers to Nurse. A wrist shot. That one goes wide. Nurse then races over to pick it up on the other side.
Impressive. Impressive.
Took the shot and went and got it. Schultz for Korpikoski. Just out of his reach. Hanifin, Nordstrom, Lindholm. Now to Pesci. They'll fire it around the boards as the Canes make changes. Versteeg steals it. Chris Versteeg can't get the shot. Juggled it. Eberle back the other way. Eberle with Nugent Hopkins. Jordan Eberle stops up. Oilers making a change. Nugent Hopkins with a puck now. He'll come near side for Pouliot from the corner. Benoit Pouliot against Eric Stahl. Pouliot stays with it. And he lost it to Stahl. Played it right out in front for Hainsey, who leads Carolina back. Sekera. Checked there by Lindholm. Elias Lindholm. Slavin fakes the shot. Versteeg will take it. Talbot to save. Lindholm again back to Slavin at the point. Slavin juggles it. Now he'll come near side to Falk. Falk waits. Justin Falk back up top. This is Lindholm with the puck. He'll give it to Falk. Falk goes down low. Versteeg couldn't make the pass because he had Pouliot on him, and Pouliot has it now. Pouliot goes to the middle. There's a shot deflected over top of the cage as Davidson let it go. Falk quickly back the other way for Carolina. Falk with Rask. Gets to center. Now he'll circle back. Rask fires a shot right on to Talbot. 15 shots for Carolina, 8 for the Oilers. Taylor Hall getting started. Flips it in. He'll go after it himself. John Michael Lyle stumbles. And the puck comes out to center. Skinner can't get started. Draisaitl comes back to take it away. Leon Draisaitl stepped up on there by McGinn. We got more of Skinner, but we've got a penalty coming up.
It's going to be a high stick, I think, or a roughing penalty on Brock McGinn.
Brock McGinn will head to the penalty box, and the Oilers will get the first power play of this game when we come back. Rogers, Oilers Hockey, here on the net.
Welcome back. Music City becomes Hockey City as the biggest and best NHL stars head to Nashville for the 2016 NHL All-Star Weekend. Join the party and enjoy the new 3-on-3 tournament format, along with many more festivities, January 29th to 31st on Sportsnet and CBC.
Brock McGinn in the penalty box. Doesn't happen very often. Carolina doesn't take very many penalties, but a high stick on Leon Draisaitl. Brock McGinn, that could have been really dangerous. Accidental look. Improved penalty kill. Why? Well, they don't take very many penalties, but their last 11 games, look at that number. All but one. In fact, they've killed 19 in a row.
Well, they got behind the 8-ball early in the season. They are the worst penalty killing team in the National Hockey League on the road. As the Oilers go to work for the first time, they were 1 for 4 when these teams met back on November the 25th. The Oilers also 1 for 4 against Arizona on Saturday.
What's changed with their penalty kill is that when the puck gets in the zone, they're coming after you.
Benoit Pouliot drops it back for Andrej Sekera. To Eberle, back to Sekera. Sekera to Nugent Hopkins. Ryan Nugent Hopkins dishes back to Sekera, picked off by Jordan Stahl. He will send that puck slowly down the ice, and Carolina will make a change. McClendon and Malone are up front with Falk and Lyles. Letestu leads the charge. Pouliot can't get started. Falk intercepted it, sends it down the ice.
As Jay Woodcroft, assistant coach for the Oilers, likes to say, There are no free sets. You have to earn your setup. You can't do that by entering the zone isolated.
Brad Hunt will bring it in, drop it back for Hall. He'll go cross ice to Draisaitl, who comes across the line with speed. Malone gave it away. Teddy Purcell with it now. Back to Hall. Taylor Hall in the middle for Draisaitl, up top for Hunt. Now back to Draisaitl. Draisaitl under pressure from McClellan. And finished off by Malone.
There's an island there. He had no help, no support. Once the pressure came to him, the Oilers took off. The rest of the guys on the ice from the power play took off. Leon had nowhere to go with the puck.
Hunt will start again for the Oilers. Dump it in. He's going to chase it himself. Slavin gets there. Jordan Staal with it now. Gets a little help from Hainsey, but Hall dishes it back to the middle. Good job to keep it in by Leon Draisaitl. Hall back to Teddy Purcell. Goes across to Hunt with a wrist shot, and that one missed. Race for the puck now, and it's finished off once again by Jordan Staal. And the penalty is over. Again, back on the ice, the Oilers did not get a shot on that power play. They're 0 for 1. We've got 9.5 minutes to go here in the second period. Pesce dumps it in. Schultz now to Pouliot. Off the boards. Eberle racing after it against Hanifin. Good pass to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins gets stumped. Eberle back to Hunt. Brad Hunt to the middle for Eberle. Eberle across the line. Jordan Eberle with it now. Eberle snaps a shot. And a blocker saved by Ward. Puts it up into the netting. Rogers, Oilers hockey. Right here on Sportsnet.
Welcome back. Drew and Kevin were talking about Noah Hanifin, who was rated third. The Oilers looked to have the third overall pick, and that changed with the lottery, so he might have been an Oiler. And now he's with a former Oiler draft pick in Riley Nash. Now, the two were involved in a shootout, and first off, it looks like Hanifin kind of cuts himself there, and the result of losing the shootout, he had to take off Riley Nash's skate. He needed a bit of help, but eventually he was able to do it. But it looks to me that Hanifin isn't a Noah at all.
Only defenseman drafted in 2015 that made the opening day roster.
Nothing worse than having to pay off those shootout bets.
All the time, like being on the road. Oh, man.
It's a different type of shootout. Talked to Taylor Hall today a little bit. Excited to get at this game, but also excited to have the 3 days coming up where the Oilers don't play. Even though they had the Christmas break, still had a lot of games after Christmas, so they're looking forward to the 3-game break. But he was talking about his game, and he's again focusing on that process. And he's been very good this year about staying focused on that and not worrying about the goals going in.
Tied for 4th in points as Skinner thwarted, and back the other way comes Teddy Purcell to Taylor Hall. Purcell driving the net. Here's Hall's shot. Rebound in front. Purcell a chance. Oh, what a save by Ward. Back to the point it comes. Nurse lays it by the net. Leon Draisaitl from the corner. Draisaitl turns, feeds it out in front to win off ball. So this line putting on pressure. Here's Purcell's shot. Bouncing puck for Draisaitl, trying to jam it home. Ward shuts the door.
Boy, the speed of the counterattack of the Edmonton Oilers, especially when Taylor Hall's out there. Jeff Skinner enters the zone, gets turned over. Here comes Taylor Hall all the way back, coming back to the puck. Teddy Purcell drives the middle shot. Taylor Hall follows it up. Teddy Purcell stops in front, but as you said, a terrific save by Cam Ward, looking towards the man, trying to look off the goalie. Good stop, good pressure by the Carolina Hurricanes coming back, but Taylor Hall relentless getting after that puck.
6 shots for the Oilers in this period that has 8:19 left to go in it.
It's exciting to watch him now, isn't it? What a different player from last year. Well, this year, health being the biggest thing. But just the drive that he plays with and his communication and his relationship with Todd McClellan, I think has a lot to do with it.
6 points in his last 7 games. And the Oilers have had the last 4 shots, starting to close it up. Davidson hammers a shot, and that was blocked by Joakim Nordstrom. And that one hurt. Hendricks behind the net. He'll play it back to the point for Sekera. Andre Sekera. Checked by Pesce. The puck comes to Nordstrom. He starts away with Nestrashil. Nestrashil gains the line. Backtrack there by Sekera. Stolen, and Letestu's got it. The Oilers 6th in the league in takeaways. Hendricks got knocked down by Brent Pesce. Jordan Staal out to Nordstrom. He gets it into Oiler territory as the Carolina Hurricanes want to make a change. Oilers can't get it out. Nestrashil. Another shot right at the side of the net for Malone, and he tipped that one wide. Brad Malone with it now. Malone. McClement. Back to the point. Slavin shot. And that went off of Klinkhammer and wide. Hunt plays it around the near side. Slavin pinching in for Carolina. Malone with it now. Malone down low. Malone to Nash. Gets by him. And then it's chipped out and down the ice by Letestu. Slavin right in front of his own net. That's a tough pass to handle. Hainsey out for Nash. Riley Nash. Nurse right there. He'll drop it back for Schultz. Nurse takes a look, tried to feed it up, but it was picked off by Eric Staal and sent back in. Versteeg. Opportunity stopped by Cam Talbot. Back to the point it comes. Falk with it now. Another wrist shot, and that one gets deflected. Ends up hitting the glass. Lindholm. Eric Staal out in front. Versteeg plays it around the near side, waiting for it there. John Michael Lyles. He'll keep it in. This is Chris Versteeg. Back to Falk. Falk down low for Staal. Staal back to Versteeg. Versteeg can't get the shot. Klinkhammer then ties him up, but he kicks it to Falk. He'll give it to Eric Staal right out in front. He's a backhand by Falk, and how did he miss that? Versteeg knocks it down, but that was knocked down with a high stick. Eberle back the other way. Here is Nurse. Sweeps it in. Ward will stop it. John Michael Lyles. Lindholm to Falk. Quickly to Victor Rask. Across the line. Rask, a wrist shot. Glove save. Bobbled by Talbot. Skinner right there. Under 5.5 minutes to go in the second period. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins brings it in, but he brings it in offside. Cam Talbot busy here as the second period winds down.
Joakim Nordstrom up, walking around, skating around, I should say. Why we were concerned? Because he's going to take a Brandon Davidson shot right off the legs. Ouch, drops him like a sack of potatoes. But after that, good pressure and great chances. First, Chris Versteeg just can't beat Cam Talbot, fights it off. The pressure stayed up. The pressure was on. A mad scramble in front. Good save right there. A trip, a swipe, doing everything you can to keep the puck out of the net. Boy, there's a lot of pressure by Carolina on that shift.
18 shots for the Carolina Hurricanes. They had 9 in the first period. Slavin intercepted by Hendricks. Sends it around the boards. Waiting for it there is Jordan Staal. Staal will get it to Falk. Now to Nordstrom. Nordstrom across the blue line. This is for Nestrashil. Sekera goes behind his back. Gets it to Korpikoski. Letestu backhands it in. And hit Falk. Slavin takes a look as the Oilers make a change. He'll quickly get it up to Nordstrom. Nordstrom with a wrist shot that missed. Teddy Purcell will go over and pick it up for the Oilers. Here comes Purcell across the blue line. Teddy Purcell. Taylor Hall gets it knocked down. Couldn't get a shot though. Draisaitl to the middle it goes. Hunt snaps a shot. Ward the save. No rebound.
Never compromise. Mastercraft. Available at Martin Motorsports.
Rogers Oilers hockey on Sportsnet West is back on Friday at 6:30 p.m. Mountain as Taylor Hall in Edmonton hosts Steven Stamkos in Tampa Bay. Friday, January 8th.
From the faceoff, back to the point. Nurse moves to the middle, throws it towards the net. Hall was parking himself in front there. Schultz almost forced a turnover. Back the other way comes Victor Rask. He'll send it around the board. Again. Behind the net, Rask out in front. Now at the side of the net is Victor Rask. Rask for McGinn. McGinn pinned there by Schultz. Hall from behind his own net. In trouble, McGinn on the steal. Skinner out in front, but Hall comes back. Hall, quick pass to Teddy Purcell. Purcell backhands it in. John Michael Wiles has it now. He'll give it to Ron Hainsey. Hainsey up the wing for Jeff Skinner. Bounces it slowly towards Cam Talbot as the Hurricanes and the Oilers both make changes. Jordan Eberle has got Nugent Hopkins out in front. The puck went behind him. Versteeg goes cross ice. Finds Falk. Falk to Eric Stahl. His shot blocked. Falk carries on. Falk back to the point it comes. Slavin to the corner. Eric Stahl behind the net. Stahl with Versteeg out in front. The puck never got there, and the Oilers strike back. Everybody up. Here comes Eberle. Eberle moving in. Snaps the shot. Big and save. And a blocker by Cam Ward. The rebound was dangerous.
Right idea by Jordan Eberle.
Eric Stahl against Davidson. Eric Stahl back to Slavin. Slavin throws it towards the net. Sekera blocked it. Klinkhammer now gets the puck out, and the race is on. Nugent Hopkins got Jujhar Khaira with him. And a good defensive play turned in there by Brett Pesce. Riley Nash dishes to Pesce. Pesce circles the net. Brett Pesce back to the point. Hanifin can't handle that pass. Jujhar Khaira's right on number 5. Takes him into the boards. Klinkhammer now. Behind the net for Khaira. Hanifin takes it away, plays it to the middle. Riley Nash will be content just to flip that puck in with just over 2 minutes left to go in the period. Korpikoski chips and chases. Takes John Michael Wiles into the boards. Riley Nash comes in to help out, plays it off the boards and down the ice. No icing. 18 shots for the Hurricanes, 14 for the Oilers. And there's an icing call against Edmonton.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins driving to the net, looking for that pass. Elias Lindholm comes back, traps the stick, not allowing Nugent-Hopkins get a chance. There's the other opportunity right there. Look at that. Lindholm comes back again on Brandon Davidson. That was the good shot to the pads, kick out the rebound, and Elias Lindholm showing that he can play both ends of the ice.
Face-off not done properly, so we will do it again. Matt Hendricks, almost 60% success rate in the face-off circle. And 59.2 coming in. He's lined up against Andre Nestrashil and wins that drop. Back to Nurse, who'll play it off the boards for Letestu. Korpikoski racing in. Rory Korpikoski gets there first. Eric Stahl, or Jordan Stahl, pushes it out to center. Bobbled by Nurse. He recovers. Nurse back into his own zone as the Oilers regroup. Mark Letestu with it now. Off the glass down into Hurricane territory. Wiles to Hainsey. Hainsey, pass for Nestrashil, but it comes right to Talbot. Nurse. Quick up for Teddy Purcell. Less than a minute to go in the period. Ward around for John Michael Wiles. Taylor Hall steals behind the net. Hall to Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl sets up shot, feeds it out in front. Gets it back again for Hall, checked by Rask. Draisaitl on it again. Rask takes him into the boards. Down low is Sekera. As it comes around the near side, racing over to keep it in. And does is Brandon Davidson. Hall with it now for Teddy Purcell right out in front. Tipped by Draisaitl wide. John Michael Wiles can't get it by Sekera. Sekera to Purcell. Purcell moving in. Draisaitl to Hall. Hall bobbled that pass to Davidson, and an opportunity now for Skinner. Moving in with McGinn. Skinner lets the shot go, and he missed glove side. Rask keeps it in. McGinn can't center it. Davidson blocked that. Hall's got it. End of the shift. Bounces it down the ice. And that will do it for the period. Well, David Emmer, the game looks for its first goal, but we've had chances at both ends in this period.
So
chances, not lots of scoring. 0-0 through 40 minutes. Welcome into our Sportsnet studios. Great to have you along. David Amber, Elliot Friedman, John Shannon. Some pretty good goaltending by the Cams. Not a lot of great finishing, though, thus far. What's going on, Elliot?
Well, I think there were some chances out there, and both coaches are going to go back and look at their team, and they're going to say, guys, we had opportunities. We got to hit the net. We got to bury them. Like, there were some grade A chances here from good locations that never got on goal. Here's an example. High slot over the net. That was it. Probably one from Edmonton. Carolina had a couple later on in the period. Right in front, backhander wide from Falk. Wasn't the power play. Maybe that's what happened. Here was another. That was late, and that wasn't as great a chance, but there was another one for Carolina in there. Like, you're sitting there as a coach, John, you're saying, at least force the goalie to make a save.
Well, you know, the problem is you're looking at both coaches, you know, in McClellan and Peters, who worked together at the World Championships and probably have a lot of the same philosophy and are probably trying to make sure their teams don't make too many mistakes. And we talked at the top of the show about Carolina not allowing that many shots on goal. They only have 14 through 2 periods. Yeah. So Bill Peters is saying, hey, this is a perfect road game for us. Todd McClellan saying we're 1 goal away from taking the lead. Both guys are probably happier than you and I are watching this thing.
Glass half full, John Shannon. Well, that's what we call him. Mr. Happy.
All right, well, every game
Nobody's ever called me Mr. Happy before. So.
Definitely not. Listen, every game's important right now because 5 points in the Pacific Division separating 2nd from 7th. We have some highlights to show you because there are some Pacific teams in play, including the Coyotes and the Canucks. First period, oh boy, Daniel Sedin. Get a closer look at this. The puck gets slapped into his face by Michael Stone, and watch the teeth flying out of his mouth.
How do they do that?
Oh, boy, he's leaking badly. He went to the bench.
He's just back
and then
now
to the dressing room. Thankfully, he's back. He's a hockey player. He's tough. 0-0 there. Kings and Avalanche. Kings are rolling right now. Milan Lucic to Andrei Kopitar. Look at the save by Semyon Varlamov. Colorado trying to get back into the playoff chase in that brutal Central Division. On the power play, Tyson Barrie, good player, beats Jonas Enroth 1-0 Colorado, and it's now 2-1 Colorado on top, guys. So a rare comeback needed by the Kings, who've been so exceptional of late.
A rare appearance from Jonas Enroth, too.
Let's keep it in the Pacific Division, guys. We're going to do a little, I don't know if we'll call it rapid fire, but let's go around the league because there's lots of storylines. All right. Pacific Division. What team is most likely to make a trade? You got that log jam of teams there.
Los Angeles. And because I don't think the Pacific Division matters to them. I think they are going for it, and they're thinking Stanley Cup, not Pacific Division. They go to add to try to win it all.
I think it's Vancouver, because I think Vancouver, if you've watched them of late, Vancouver feels they're not fast enough. They have to get faster, and more importantly, long-term. Because I don't think they're as worried about the playoffs either. I think they have to get younger. So I think it's Vancouver.
All right, we will keep our eyes peeled for that. What about the Canadian teams? Currently, 5 Canadian teams sit outside a playoff spot. If you had to choose a Canadian team of those 5 to make the playoffs, which is it?
Edmonton. I'm serious. I don't think anybody else. I think that we're probably right now, the way the standings are, will probably be the way it ends up.
You don't think any of those 5 are making it, though? Wow, Elliot, what do you think?
I would like to introduce myself to the Edmonton Oilers broadcast this year by picking the Calgary Flames as the team that makes it.
Exit stage left, Elliot Friedman. So Calgary you like?
Yeah, I do. I think they're going to get
with Vancouver or instead of Vancouver?
Well, here's the thing. I mean,
that wasn't one of the questions.
Remember, Anaheim has woken up.
Yeah,
Anaheim is playing much better. So all of a sudden, if you give Anaheim and LA a position, then you got all those Canadian teams fighting for one spot, and Arizona's going to be ahead of them.
All right, Jonathan Drouin, the latest guy to throw his name in the hat as far as publicly wanting to trade. Of all the guys mentioning they publicly want to change area codes, who's most likely to go?
Kirby Reichel. I think the Marleau thing's going to go away. I don't think the Hamonic thing's going to happen with Boychuk out. That brings you down to Drouin and Reichel, and I still think, John, that trading Jonathan Drouin is not an easy thing unless you're getting a really strong young return.
Well, and I think that's the one thing that Drouin has going for him. If you talk about hockey players as currency, Steve Yzerman has the opportunity to trade some really good currency at a low salary to get something of value back for a team. Let's face it, the Tampa's struggling right now, and they're not near the team they were that went to the Stanley Cup final. So I think it's Jonathan Drouin.
Super quick here. We talked about Justin Falk, how underrated he is. Who's the most underrated player in the league right now?
Andy Green.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Those 2 good defensemen. That's good. All right, keep your eye on those 2 guys. Keep your eye on what's coming up in this intermission. Who we're going to be hearing? That was quick. Who are we going to hear from now? Eric Stahl. He could be on the block. He could be moving. We'll find out next. Gene Principe will have him in a matter of moments. Rogers Oilers Hockey.
1. Let's take a look at the second period scoring summary brought to you by Worley Parsons Cord. Visit WorleyParsonsCord.com to join our leading industrial construction team and enjoy great benefits and a safe work environment.
Canes took the edge in face-offs, but the edge in scoring chances after the first period was 6-1 for Carolina. Now that's just 10-9 as the Oilers came on. Shots were closed gap too. There was 8 for the Oilers. They got to a point where it was just 8-1 for shots at that point in the period.
Matt Hendricks against the top face-off team in the league is a perfect 6-0. Make that 7-0. The Oilers have won 7 games this season when tied after 2 periods. The Hurricanes have won 4 when knotted after 2. Brett Pesce stumbles, recovers, gets the puck up for Nestershil. He tips it in. But he didn't touch it, and we're coming back on the ice.
What do you do if you're the Edmonton Oilers? I think you try, as the guys talked about in the studio, you Todd McClellan, you try to say, boys, we have lots of chances, we generate chances, we've got to make sure when we're around the net we bury it, but at least get second opportunities. Elliot Friedman talking about that. For Bill Peters, he'd be pretty much saying the same thing. I imagine he likes his speed of his team. The fact that when they get in the offensive zone, they're able to control the play and the pace of the game.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Benoit Pouliot, Jordan Eberle up front with Schultz and Nurse on the line. Jordan Staal against Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Song's going to finish before they drop the puck.
At least we get to hear China Grove. A great duty that is awesome.
Ongoing for us all year. Yeah.
Come on, linesman, man, drop that puck.
Nurse to Pouliot. Pouliot intercepted by Nestershil. Slavin to Hanifin. Hanifin to the middle for Lindholm. Elias Lindholm out there with Versteeg and Eric Staal. This is Eric Staal snapping his shot. Pouliot comes back defensively and gets his stick in the way.
We've talked about being engaged in the game, and when Benoit Pouliot, as Todd McClellan was talking about this morning, when he's engaged in the game, he is a very impactful player, and he makes a good play here. He recognizes where the danger is. He's able to react, get that long reach to the stick in, and stop that shot from getting on Cam Talbot.
Oh. Shot right out the faceoff by Staal, goes just wide. There is Falk letting it go. That was blocked. Hall turns in his own zone, feeds Teddy Purcell. Leon Draisaitl will go after it against Falk. They get spun around. Eric Staal can't get it by Sekera. Hall to Sekera. Checked right at the line by Eric Staal, who got it to Versteeg. Versteeg goes by himself. He'll backhand it in and make a change. Carroll, Lander, and Klinkhammer hop over the boards. Davidson makes sure he gets to the line before shooting in. Ward will play it himself for Skinner. Jeff Skinner stopped by Jujhar Khaira. Ron Hainsey with it now. McGinn goes cross ice. To the middle, here is Skinner. Wrist shot, stopped by Talbot. No rebound for number 53.
Jeff Skinner, 1 goal in his last 8 games, looking for another one. Gets a great opportunity here. Just slides it now. He's just going to pivot around that shot. Jeff Skinner from the 2010 draft. Only one guy has scored more goals than him, and that's Tyler Seguin. Just behind him at 122 goals, Taylor Hall. See where they were picked. Jeff Skinner, 7th overall. And that Vladimir Tarasenko fella, if you have been watching him lately, he's still a pretty good player.
Another face-off win. Pesce lets it go. It doesn't make it through. Malone. He'll go cross ice for Hanifin. Hanifin checked by Glavin. McClement goes down, and the Oilers send the puck down the ice to relieve the pressure. We'll come back on the icing.
Think about those guys. Jeff Skinner, Taylor Hall, Tyler Seguin, Vladimir Tarasenko. Those are 4 really talented guys. It was really interesting talking to Jeff Skinner today. The difference between him and Taylor Hall, Jeff Skinner likes to get away from the game in order to refocus and be positive. And Taylor Hall, the opposite. He wants to stay in it, wants to get back out, and wants to refocus his game as he's going on. We talked to us earlier in the year when he wasn't scoring. Always coming to the ring, trying to find a way to get better.
Another face-off win. Slavin lets it go through traffic, and Talbot made the save. Slavin across the line. He's got Lindholm with him. Slavin down for Lindholm. He'll let it go for Versteeg. Eric Staal cruising through the blue paint. Nugent Hopkins comes up with the puck. Nugent Hopkins at center. Across the line. Nugent Hopkins a shot. Ward got a piece of that. Falk leads the rush with Versteeg and Staal. Falk waits. Deflected just wide. Eric Staal comes up with it. Eric Staal is checked by Pouliot. Nestrashil out in front for Versteeg. Gets by him. Eberle back the other way. Nurse joining him. Jordan Eberle just out of the reach of Darnell Nurse. Nurse sends it around the boards. Now he's going to have to hustle back. This is Nestrashil. Nestrashil shot doesn't make it through. Jordan Staal carries on. Staal all the way back to the blue line. Drops it for Hainsey. Snaps a shot. Deflected. Nestrashil out in front. Tried to get it to Nordstrom. That didn't work. Nugent Hopkins quickly back for Eberle. Eberle will dump that puck in. Peel off, and he took a whack. And Jordan Eberle, who was shaken up in that game against Arizona, makes his way slowly to the bench. And tipped out by Victor Rask.
It's game time.
Jordan Eberle right in the middle of the ice coming in. A little whack on the hands, or maybe even just a stick into the stomach that kind of caused him some discomfort. And then there's the terrific chance. Boy, that's a really good chance. I didn't know it was that good. And Andre Nestrashil in front of the net.
Picked up on waivers from the Detroit Red Wings, so I guess Bill Peters would have been familiar with Andre Nestrashil. 4 minutes gone here in the third period. Teddy Purcell with Taylor Hall. Hall trying to get around Hanifin. Hanifin strips of the puck, gets it to Skinner. Skinner now to Pesce. Pesce back to Skinner. Skinner stops. Trying to hang on to it in a crowd. Gets knocked down. Draisaitl chips it to Hall. Past him. Pesce comes back defensively. Opportunity now for Skinner, and stopped by Sekera. Carrying on, John Michael Lyles. Riley Nash gets double teamed. Letestu plays it around the boards. Cut off there by Jay McClement. Riley Nash from the corner. Nash is stripped of the puck. Mark Letestu. To Korpikoski. Ward will play it around the boards for John Michael Lyles. Carolina able to work it out across the line. Opportunity now for Malone. Malone stopped there by Brad Hunt. Nash goes down. Hendricks has it. Hendricks dishes to the middle for Letestu. He is checked. And back the other way comes Slavin. Off the boards for Nash. Riley Nash moving in by himself. Nash bumped there by Hunt. And then Malone comes in and throws his weight around. Pouliot chips it in. He'll chase it. Benoit Pouliot takes a look. Jordan Eberle. Back to the point. Nurse snaps a shot, and that one goes wide. Versteeg on the far side. Chris Versteeg to Justin Falk. Falk. Hassled there by Pouliot. Slavin goes right up the middle. Slavin brings it in by himself. Now he'll play it in behind the net. Schultz cuts it off. Quick pass to Eberle. Oilers start away. Pass for Pouliot. Benoit Pouliot. Nugent Hopkins right through the blue paint.
He was looking for Jordan Eberle, wasn't he?
Eric Staal with it now. He and Chris Versteeg move in. Here is Staal trying to make a move. Davidson prevented that. Davidson gets it to Hall. Off the boards for Eberle. Eberle waits, flips it. Hall going after it. Ward will catch it, bobble it. Puck still alive as John Michael Lyles took down Taylor Hall. Teddy Purcell bounces it out to center. Nestrashil fires it in. Michael Lyles throws it towards the net. Talbot the save. The rebound for Nestrashil. And that was broken up by Purcell. Draisaitl dumps it in. Ward will handle it himself. Play it off the glass. Gryba trying to keep it in. Can't do it. Kane's back the other way. Nestrashil takes a hit from Gryba. He threw that puck towards the front of the net. Now it's Draisaitl moving back with Teddy Purcell. Here comes Draisaitl, a wrist shot, and that knocked the mask off the head of Cam Ward. Leon Draisaitl with the shot. Cam Ward to the bench for repairs.
Welcome back. Shop at Safeway today. Watch future Sportsnet telecast. You could be our next lucky winner. You could win a trip for two to a Dreams Resort and Spa, courtesy of redtag.ca, where Canada shops for great travel deals. Edmonton will be shopping for a great public address announcer after today's announcement by Mark Lewis that he is retiring after 35 years. Two of his greatest memories as the PA announcer for the Edmonton Oilers, being here for the first Stanley Cup back in 1984, and also being in attendance, and the public address announcer who called out 50 goals in 39 games by Wayne Gretzky. Congratulations, Mark. A fantastic career.
Pure class. Mark Lewis, what a great guy. Hall, Nurse. Nurse waits. Draisaitl looking for Schultz down low. Broken up there by Skinner. Back to Nurse at the point. Nurse. Hall with it now. Oilers putting on pressure. Schultz jumping up to keep the play alive. Hall with the puck now. Hall trying to get away from Justin Falk. Lavin and Nash quickly to Skinner. Nurse back into his own zone. Riley Nash watching him. 22 shots for Carolina. Hanifin throws it slowly towards the net. Nurse blocked that. Hall plays it to Draisaitl. They want to make a change as they get the puck out to center. Hanifin. He'll curl back into his own zone. Eric Stahl flips it in. Hanifin down low. Noah Hanifin. Lindholm behind the net. It's Versteeg. Chris Versteeg. Gryba watching him. The captain alone walks out. Puts it towards the net. Cam Talbot will cover that and get the whistle.
Numbers for tonight's Kids Back Draw.
The Brick, saving you more on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and big screen TVs.
Is the third, and you've got one of those three lucky winners.
John Michael Lyles, he's the elder statesman of the red, white, and blue line. He just turned 35, and apparently the next guy in age to him, I'm not going to tell you who it is, Ron Hainsey, made quite the big deal when he turned 35. There was birthday balloons, there was signs in the dressing room and across his stall. Happy 35th birthday. Ron Hainsey wanting everyone to know that John Michael Lyles, one of my favorite players in the league because he's such a class act, was the elder statesman.
You know, he's a veteran. This is his 47th game against the Edmonton Oilers. Spending time in Colorado and the teams were in the same division helps. Jordan Stahl keeps it in. Korpikoski and Stahl do battle. Here is Hendricks. Nestrashil plays it back to Pesce. Nordstrom, opportunity now. Nestrashil doesn't take the shot. Sekera lays it off the boards for Korpikoski, just out of his reach. Ron Hainsey gives it back to John Michael Lyles. An opportunity right up the middle for number 26. Hainsey on the blue line with Lyles. Stahl trying the wraparound. Versteeg with it now. Chris Versteeg checked by Teddy Purcell. Purcell, nice pass to Draisaitl. Starts away with Hall. Hall and Draisaitl. Hall cuts to the middle. Drops it back for Gryba. And Eric Gryba couldn't get it to stay in.
Just wanted Taylor Hall, wanted Eric Gryba a little bit more up in the play. Talked to Eric Gryba before the game. He had some good chances last game. Carolina does an excellent job. There's not much room. You got to close it off as much as you can. That back pressure helps, and Eric Gryba just couldn't get up the ice quick enough to keep that play on side. But why the D can stand up is because they know they've got the back pressure.
Falk and Slavin are paired together now. This is Justin Falk behind the net. McGinn, Rask, and Skinner, the forward line for Carolina. Brock McGinn turns it over. An opportunity for Pouliot, and he put the shot this wide. Eberle will track it down. And that puck ends up going out.
There's Brock McGinn. He is the brother of Jamie and Ty, who are in the National Hockey League as well. A little bit of a giveaway, and there comes Benoit Pouliot. But good play coming back again. Justin Falk comes back, and the slash on the hands really took away any impact that shot might have towards Cam Ward.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins wins the draw. Eric Greibel will go back and get it. Takes a hit from Malone. Opportunity out in front. Cam Talbot stands his ground as it comes back to Pesce. He'll give it to McClement. Down low for Malone. Riley Nash is out in front as it comes back to Pesce at the point. Lets his shot go, blocked by Pouliot. Picked up there by Malone. Down low for Nash. Malone. He gets checked. Pouliot can't get it by Pesce. Pesce looking for it. That puck went straight up in the air. Brought back in by Hanifin. Noah Hanifin with speed. Cutting for the net. A backhand. Bucked by Talbot. He'll cover it up. No rebound for McClement, who's right in his kitchen. We'll be back to Rexall Place after this.
All right.
Well, the Edmonton Oilers certainly remember the 2008 draft when they got Jordan Eberle from the Regina Pats late in round number 1. And after his output on Saturday afternoon versus Arizona, he's joined quite the club when it comes to that draft year, as only 2 other players have scored more points, and one of them, Drew and Kevin, will see that Stamkos guy from Tampa Bay will be here Friday night.
And Jordan Eberle with 5 points in his last 4 games. Nobody's got any points here. 9:18 left to go in regulation time. Hainsey's checked by Hendricks. Korpikoski with the puck now. Korpikoski with Letestu. Korpikoski right out in front. Hendricks, can he get a shot? No. Letestu goes after it. He's cut off there by John Michael Lyles. Korpikoski keeps it alive. Plays it behind the net for Letestu. Mark Letestu back to the point. Andrej Sekera can't handle that pass. Chases him back into his own zone. Under pressure from Nestrashil. Sekera skates by him. Brings it in. Ditches for Hendricks. He'll backhand it in. Sekera has it again. Sekera to Nugent-Hopkins. Opportunity for Eberle now right out in front. Here's a backhand. Stopped by Ward. Schultz down low as well. Pouliot covering at the point. Benoit Pouliot keeps it in. And now it's sent down the ice by Nestrashil. And a penalty on the way. And it's going to be a hooking call with 8:18 left to go here in the third period.
Bill Peters looks on. His team's taking the only 2 penalties of the day. Corey Korpikoski, again, good work behind the net. Good turn back. Turns, fires it towards the net. Hoping that dead angle shot to maybe bank off of somebody. Jordan Eberle takes what's available. The ice is available in front of him. Walks it through the net, and then terrific hands, but a good save by Cam Ward. The Cams have been very good.
Oilers did not generate a shot on the power play they had in the first period. Lander wins the draw. Back to Hunt. Hunt will give it to Hall. Hunt fires a shot, and Cam Ward makes the save with Lander right there.
Right beside Cam Ward, not in front of him. Cam Ward really did a nice job on finding the path to the puck. Anton Lander wins the draw. A little exchange up top between Hall and Hunt. And then, as Cam Ward adjusts, Anton Lander thought he was in position, but Cam Ward adjusted and found the puck.
Riley Nash against Anton Lander, who wins it back to Hunt. He'll give it to Hall. Hunt goes across for Purcell, gets it back again, gives it to Hall. Hall to the middle it goes. Back up top, here's Hunt with a shot, and that one ends up going into the netting.
Yeah, I'd be checking that play too. That's whether that one went up.
9-iron.
Taylor Hall discussing it with the referee on where he thought maybe that puck might have deflected up high, but Taylor is the guy off the draw. He grabs the puck, and he and Hunt have the exchange up top. They want shots from the top, loosen up the aggressive penalty kill, but then also you can score off the rebound.
Taylor Hall with 3 power play goals so far this season. His team has a minute 33 to work with. Paul with the puck now. John Michael Wiles bounces it off the boards and sends it down the ice. Malone and McClement hop over the boards. Hunt wires it in, and it takes a strange hop off the stance. It came right to Cam Ward. Malone able to clear the zone. Everly, Nugent Hopkins, Letestu out there with Benoit Pouliot as Brad Hunt drops it back for Nugent Hopkins. He'll change. Sekera on the ice now. Everly with the puck. Everly. Nugent Hopkins takes a bump and back the other way. McClement dumps it in shorthanded. Talbot gives it to Sekera, quickly to Nugent Hopkins, who has speed across the line. Nugent Hopkins tips it in. Ryan Nugent Hopkins first to it. Everly trying to work it back to the point. Instead, that's tipped out.
So a close one on a weird bounce for the Edmonton Oilers. Goes off the stanchion, and it bounces weird right to Cam Ward. But Cam, even though he's very good at going out and playing the puck, he doesn't cheat here. He reads that pretty well. He gets caught, but not too much by surprise. He was still hugging that post.
26 seconds left to go in the penalties to Chris Versteeg. 6:44 left to go here in regulation time. Carolina with 25 shots, the Oilers with 18. Hunt able to keep it in. Purcell gives it back to Brad Hunt. Purcell checked by Lyles. Opportunity now for Falk. They'll play it off the boards and down the ice. Once again, it is Brad Hunt leading the charge to Hall. He'll backhand it in. Penalty is over. One shot for the Oilers. They're 0 for 2. Hall with it now. Hall crisscrossing with Brad Hunt. Fires a wrist shot through traffic. Hall following up. Drops it back for Teddy Purcell. Leon Draisaitl behind the net. Hall out in front. Draisaitl trying to fend off John Michael Lyles. Plays it to the middle, and it split the D. Justin Schultz waits for it there as the Oilers make a change. They'll get that third line out there. Letestu, Korpikoski, and Hendricks. They were dangerous in their last shift. Schultz. Letestu. Hanifin back to get it, and it's going to come back.
Build your home your way with Edmonton's award-winning home builder, Coventry Homes, the preferred builder of the Edmonton Oilers.
Todd McClellan's been using this third line quite well. Every time he wants that momentum back, he puts out Mark Letestu, Matt Hendricks, and Larry Korpikoski.
Last wins the draw. Hanifin throws it towards the net. Talbot way out to play it. Off the glass for Korpikoski. Can't get it by Victor Rask. Out in the middle, Darnell Nurse picks it up. He'll circle back. McGinn watching him. Darnell Nurse. Head up, right up the middle for Korpikoski. End of the shift for him. As the Nugent Hopkins line is out there with just over 5 minutes left to go in regulation time. Nurse lays it off the boards to the middle. Hanifin. Bounced in by McGinn. Schultz. Nurse. Now to Pouliot. Pouliot goes across for Schultz. He'll go back and gather it, get it to Nurse. Darnell Nurse cross ice for Everly. Gains the line, shoots it in. Ward stops it. This is Ron Hainsey. Hainsey for Nestrashil. Nestrashil plays it off the boards. Jordan Staal takes a look. Behind the net it goes. Nordstrom back to the point. Hainsey there. Hainsey plays it off the end boards. Looking for Staal in the middle. Instead, it comes to Hall. He lost it. Nordstrom turns back for Carolina. Nordstrom flattened there by Andre Sekera. Biggest hit of the night turned in by number 2 for the Oilers. He has the puck now. Sekera. Drop pass. Teddy Purcell. Leaves it there for Andre Sekera. Sekera now to Purcell. Purcell waits, throws it towards the net. Pad saved by Ward. Polk picks it up, starts back. The long lead pass up the middle. Here comes John Michael Lyles. Good play by Greimer.
Brett Hunt coming off the bench.
Here comes Hunt across the line. Steps into a shot, fanned on it. Ward sends it into the corner. 3.5 minutes left to go in regulation time. Eric Stahl. He finds Chris Versteeg. Versteeg with Lindholm. Lindholm cutting in. Here's Lindholm with the backhand. Stopped by Talbot. And a hooking call coming up. Andre Sekera turns in the boom of the night. Brad Hunt in the penalty box for hooking. Jamie and Ben have a Sportsnet Central update. Boys.
Guys, coming up after the game, we've got an update on Connor McDavid's status as he inches closer to a return.
And Daniel Sedin proving he's anything but soft. We'll have the details on that after the game.
All right, look forward to that. First power play for the Carolina Hurricanes, and here's why.
The hook on the hands. Elias Lindholm drives to the middle of the ice into the net. To the net, I should say. Cam Talbot makes the save. This is a obviously critical moment.
Falk, 12 power play goals on the season. He is on the line with Hannafin. Eric Stahl with the puck now. He'll go down low. Back to Hannafin. Steps into a slap shot. Stahl looking for it. Eric, that is. This is Falk. A wrist shot. Talbot makes the save. Lindholm. Rask trying to keep it in. That puck gets deflected out.
Off a Carolina Hurricane is what the Oilers are saying, and it would have to be, or else it would be a penalty to the Oilers for delay of game. Nice play by Hannafin. Shot blocked in front. Brandon Davidson does everything he can to make sure nobody else gets it. And as the play goes to the side, goes over here. It goes up into the stance. I'm surprised that this faceoff is inside, because if it went off an Oilers stick, it would be delay of game.
Hendricks wins the draw. Chance for Letestu to get it down the ice, and he does get it by Hannafin. Hendricks racing after it. Ward has to wait. And now he'll give it to Falk. Quickly dishes for Victor Rask. Carolina 0 for 1 in that game against Edmonton back on November. They were 0 for 3 in their last game against Nashville. Falk to Lindholm. Lindholm back to Rask. Rask goes across to Hannafin. Gets it back again. Victor Rask now to Falk. Steps into a slap shot. And that was blocked by Darnell Nurse. And Nurse limping over to the bench. The Oilers 4th in the lead in block shots. 52 seconds left to go in the minor to Brad Hunt. Brent Pesce brings it across the line. 20 blocks for the Oilers in this hockey game. Jordan Stahl will give it to Nestrashil. He's checked it. And a good defensive play turned in by Sekera.
He has been very good tonight.
John Michael Lyles will lead the rush for Carolina. Play it off the boards for Jordan Stahl. Jordan Stahl with a shot, and that one is blocked as well. This time it is Davidson. Greimer hammers it around the boards and down the ice. A minute and a half left to go in regulation time. Up the middle. Here comes McClement. Penalty is over. Teams are back at even strength. Carolina with one shot. Skinner's chance is blocked. Nugent Hopkins and Skinner. Hunt comes in to help out. Out of the penalty box. Bounces it down the ice. Nugent Hopkins. Great wheels. Got Pouliot. Here's Pouliot to Nugent Hopkins. Trying to get away from Ron Hainsey. Paul in there as well. We're under a minute to go in regulation time. McClement backhands it down the ice just out of the reach of Jeff Skinner. Andre Sekera to Darnell Nurse. Nurse works his way to the line, shoots it in around the boards. Hainsey cuts it off. Stripped there by Draisaitl. Kenny Purcell for Taylor Hall. Purcell snaps a shot. Straight up in the air. Ends up behind the net. Purcell trying to center. Gets it to Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl. Along with Taylor Hall. Hall out of the corner. Purcell ready to take the shot. Centering pass cleared away by Hainsey. Falk in the corner, down to 10 seconds. Great job by Purcell to keep it in. Hall fights to get it to Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl behind the net. Draisaitl still has it. Works it on the front. There's a shot. And Cam Ward keeps it a 0-0 game by making his 22nd save of the contest.
Leon Draisaitl, patience, poise, vision. What a pass and the touch. The Teddy Purcell chance. 1.4 seconds remaining, and Cam Ward comes up big again. Cam Ward was the one guy that realized where this puck was going. Justin Falk cannot allow that pass. He can't allow that pass back to where it was from Teddy Purcell. A good save by Cam Ward.
As Drew mentioned, just 1.4 seconds on the clock. Eberle against Jordan Staal, who is directing traffic. From the face-off, nothing doing, and for the second straight game for both teams, Carolina and Edmonton are going to overtime. No score in this hockey game.
Rogers Oilers Hockey. Brought to you by Rogers. With Rogers, stay connected wherever your day takes you. By Molson Canadian, die-hard fan and proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers. By Ford, official automotive partner of the Edmonton Oilers. By Scotiabank, you're richer than you think. And by the Rexall family of pharmacies.
Oilers pick up a point, and it is anybody's game in that Pacific Division, except when you're looking for first place.
Yeah, that's Darryl Sutter and the Los Angeles Kings. Coyotes, they're so good in the Pacific Division this year, winning all those games. But look at the Ducks. The Ducks were dead last, and now they've moved up to third, so they're getting their game back in order. They scored a bunch of goals the other night, the Ducks.
The Edmonton Oilers won in a shootout against Arizona on Saturday. And they are a perfect 3-0 at that point. They don't want to get there. They want to win in overtime.
This overtime period brought to you by RE/MAX, the right agents for today's market.
Stick your head out and yell.
Overtime for the Oilers. Leon Draisaitl, Taylor Hall, and Andre Sekera to start out against Justin Falk, Jordan Staal, and Jacob Slavin. Carolina lost 2-1 in overtime on Saturday to Nashville. The Oilers, of course, 4-3 victors on Saturday against Arizona. That game went to a shootout. Staal against Draisaitl. Jordan Staal wins the draw. Slavin quickly across the line. Slavin now button hooks. He's got Falk at the line. Falk, a move to the middle. Still has it. Justin Falk. Now back to the blue line. He'll go across to Slavin. Slavin checked there by Hall, who then in turn gets checked by Jordan Staal. Draisaitl almost intercepted that. Hall to the bench. Nugent Hopkins on the ice. He'll be joined by Teddy Purcell. Falk waits, and now Hainsey and Rask on the ice. Falk right up the middle for Victor Rask. Rask and Hainsey flying towards the net. He's going to have to double back now. John Michael Lyles on the ice. Rask plays it back to Hainsey. Hainsey will give it to Lyles. Lyles. Here is Rask. Rask plays it deep. Nugent Hopkins picks it up. Nugent Hopkins with Teddy Purcell. Can't get by Lyles. Purcell snaps the shot. Big rebound. Comes right to Teddy Purcell. Back up top for Schultz. Schultz will give it to Nugent Hopkins. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins down low for Schultz. Schultz waits for Eberle. Now Jordan Eberle spins. Draisaitl back on the ice. Eberle with it now. He'll go across to Schultz. Schultz to the near side for Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl at the blue line. John Michael Lyle tracking him. Drives with it. Takes a shot. 2 chances. And Cam Ward stopped both of them.
I thought that was in the second one. Leon Draisaitl uses every inch of the offensive zone. Comes right back to the blue line. Dances along the blue line. And then takes the opportunity. Goes net. You see the net waiver there at the end? That was Leon Draisaitl stick on the outside. I thought the second pop right there squeaked through the pads. Love that from Leon Draisaitl. That ability where he can cut in because of that big strength. Almost put it away for the Oilers.
Eric Staal wins the draw. Hanifin leads the rush. Here comes Hanifin cutting for the net. Hanifin gets the shot. Pad save by Talbot. Draisaitl and Hall. Along with Darnell Nurse. Nurse turns back into his own zone. Draisaitl with speed across the blue line. Leon Draisaitl moving in. Draisaitl circles the net. Plays it out in front. Cam Ward got the stick down, and Hanifin back the other way with Bolt and Eric Staal. Hanifin with the puck now. Hanifin shot! Stopped by Cam Talbot.
Boy, did Darnell Nurse do a nice job of delaying this attack. This is what happens in overtime, 3-on-3. Darnell Nurse does a terrific job delaying this attack, taking away Falk as an option for Noah Hanifin. Hanifin gets to a point where he's got no choice but to shoot because of the back check and the great work by number 25, Darnell Nurse, who's had a heck of a game.
Skinner, Hainsey, and Wiles out there now. From the face-off, a scramble controlled by the Oilers. This is Sekera. Checked by Lyles. Skinner went down. An opportunity now for Nugent-Hopkins. Nugent-Hopkins to Eberle. Jordan Eberle cutting to the middle. He gets checked, stays with it. Drops it for Nugent-Hopkins. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Sekera snaps the shot. Ward the save. Sekera chance. He scores! Andre Sekera. Overtime winner. Cam Talbot celebrates his first shutout in an Oiler uniform. And the Oilers even the series against Carolina. And Andre Sekera is the hero. The play of the game is brought to you by Rogers NHL Game Center Live. Follow your team on any screen from anywhere.
Andre Sekera was so good tonight. And this play ends up being Sekera smart. Shoot the puck and follow it up. And just a rare mistake by Cam Ward. Pumps the puck right out to Andre Sekera. Walks towards the net, shoots, and then follows. This is why after you shoot, kids, you don't turn away. You head towards the net, shoot and follow. And Cam Ward makes a mistake giving it back to Sekera, who taps it home. And the Oilers win another one.
Mary Stojanowski of Edmonton shopped at Safeway on behalf of Safeway and Heinz Beans or canned pasta. You've won the Orac Pro Shield Next Air Purifier on the only goal of the game. The overtime winner by Andre Sekera, who came into the game without a goal in his last 6. Let's take a look at the 3 stars, brought to you as always by Molson Canadian, diehard fan and proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Cam Ward, terrific tonight. 26 saves and just one mistake at the end. Andre Sekera, who was all over the ice, and was a very, very good game. He gets the game winner. And Cam Talbot with the shutout. Those are your 3 stars in a 1-0 shootout, baby.
And Cam Talbot, 3 times in his career, he has faced the Carolina Hurricanes, and he has beaten them all 3 times. Andre Sekera, the hero, at 2:47 of overtime. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Jordan Eberle get the helpers. The Oilers now with 37 points as they defeat Carolina by the score of 1-0. Sportsnet Central right now.